right. So every step of the process, we encourage you to find a healing support person. There's a space in your journal because there's a reading process. At the end of chapter 17, it talks about the Sankofa or the healing circle format. There's a part about reintroducing our healing process to the community space. This is someone that feels safe to you. We give you some tools for how they can support you in that healing circle space. And you would simply read your step one. You're taking the time to create it and you just simply read it. And there's a feedback loop that's about identification. And let me mention about identification. It's different than sympathy. I'm responsible for my healing. You can't heal for me, just like I can't heal from you. And so we use identification, which says, as I listen and hold space for your experience, as I hear the emotions that were triggered for you, what I'm looking for within me is there anything about your story that I can identify with because it connects with my life? Have I ever felt sad or empty? I have. I can identify with feeling sad or empty. Maybe I've had an experience that's like yours, but maybe I haven't. If I haven't, if my father's never died, I still have felt sad or empty. I can identify, because this is what helps us keep in the loop of compassion, not judgment. I felt these things, so I can imagine symbolically what you might have been feeling because I have felt it too. I'm identifying with that experience, but I might be able to say, I remember my father dying in front of me. I remember that time of having to tend to a parent that has passed away. I may bring up all kind of other emotions that ain't got nothing to do with your story. I felt exhausted. I felt has nothing to do with your experience, but it is identification, and we encourage that. And so there's an end of that chapter that goes into that.
So the identification part, that's after the feelings section?
Sankofa section at the end of chapter 17. Okay. So at the end of step 1, which is where you'd be doing your reading, it's right there in the textbook. Right there in the textbook. Absolutely. It's a check for each step. And so that's something that you'll do with each step of the process. This brings it back to your support person. And we definitely encourage that because healing together is easier.